We're joined now by Zoe Hendricks, professional careers coach, who's hopefully going to help us out with some top tips for our careers. Thanks so much for joining us, Zoe.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here. Great to be talking to you today.
So you're going to give us all some top tips and hopefully some inspiration for our careers, and to anyone out there who's listening and maybe wants to progress or wants to move into a different area of the industry. So can you fire away with your top tips?
Of course. Yeah, I'd love to do that. So I think the important thing to remember is there is no silver bullet to careers and having the right career for you. So I guess my first tip would be know what career success means to you. So for some people that does mean progression or advancement and wanting more. It might be more money, more authority, more status, and moving on or moving up. For others, that might not be the case. So maybe it might be important for you to feel like you're making a difference or helping others, or even, some people want to be a little bit more radical and affect change and can see that there is something that they could do better, or they think they could change and make better. Or it might be managing to blend work with home. That might be career success to some people, and finding a way to do that, would tick those boxes. So, ultimately, we all want to feel settled. We want to feel happy. We want an element of authenticity in what we do, and balance, and also challenge as well to some degree or another. So really understanding what career success is for you is important, rather than just feeling pigeonholed into I've got to move up the ladder. So my second tip would be, and I suppose it's with that in mind, is developing your self-awareness. And we don't always give enough time to ourselves to think about our jobs, our careers. We know what we need to do something, and we're perhaps we're already started in our careers, or we've moved about a little bit. But how much do you reflect on that and who you are and how that feeds in or reflects in your career choices?
That's where a career coach can really help you to develop that self-awareness.
Yeah, a lot of coaching is about that, is about sort of getting the foundations right and understanding more about yourself and how you make choices. So that could be, even your decision making, really. So the way you make career decisions, we don't always think about that, but often they're made perhaps by what you've seen before, and you've seen work being done or seen somebody carrying out a role, and you've decided, actually, that could be me. So if you make decisions that way, then to help yourself to open up more opportunity, go and see more. So do some job shadowing, or talk to people in that sector or that industry that, that area of industry that you're interested in. And the same goes, I suppose, with if you make decisions by experiencing and doing things yourself, then go and do something yourself. So that might be through volunteering, or trying things out, doing some courses or some free online stuff to really start to spark some fresh ideas around that. Also thinking about the environments that you thrive in. So we all can be more extrovert or introvert, but where are your preferences? So do you need to be around people to bounce ideas around, to draw energy from others? Or are you more happy or prefer to do a big chunk of your work independently, and that doesn't overwhelm you? So thinking about working environments. So there's lots of things that you can think about to develop that, and develop your knowledge of yourself and how you make those decisions. Some people are more intuitive, some people are more logical when they make decisions. So if you're stuck going round in a circle and trying to make a decision, should I, shouldn't I, then it can help to tap into that area that you don't usually use. So if you're an intuitive decision maker, then you might go with your gut and what feels right. If you're a logical decision maker, you might weigh up the pros and cons and write it down in a list and gather lots of facts and evidence. So, dip into the other side. If you're struggling, that can sometimes help you along and open up, new possibilities.
And tip number 3?
Tip number 3 is, again, about exploring your opportunities. So on a day-to-day basis, we can really get sucked into, business as usual. This is what we do on a day-to-day basis. So it takes some time out to see what else is out there. And, at the very least, research. You've got some, in racing, there's some really wonderful resources. So lots of different websites and places you can go to get what we call labour market information. For instance, Careers in Racing, that's a great site, and you might know it's there and you might have had a quick look at the homepage or career maps or something like that, but probably take some time to have a look about that information and inform yourself really with what's out there. Talk to other people, dip into your network or the people around you and find out how they got into their jobs and what paths they took, and start to form some kind of I suppose journey, or visualize some kind of pathway in your mind.
I think there's lots of that information about courses and other parts of the industry on our CATS website, isn't there, Tina?
Yeah,
it could be really useful.
Yeah.
And quite a few stories on there of people who have, for example, worked in yards and then gone on to be a clerk of the course, and just lots of people's stories within the industry.
Yeah, that can really help for you to read those case studies or find out about individuals, and you can pitch yourself doing that then. So that can be a really helpful way of exploring opportunities that are out there. The other thing as well is understanding a little bit. Opportunity comes from within. So thinking about your own, what we call career capital. So this is, your knowledge and experience and the people that that you have accumulated to date. So think about that and how you could, find out more about what's going on and understand your part in that. So, you are an opportunity, and to build on what you've already got can just give you a good foundation.
And your next tip?
My next tip is what we call transition skills. So that sounds quite formal actually, but really sort of developing the skills that you need to make effective career transitions. So they might be soft skills such as communication, negotiation skills, influencing skills, or developing your leadership style. So there might be areas that you're just not feeling very confident about, that you think you could do with some help. And the beauty is you can always learn and develop them skills. They're not just inbuilt and exist within us, and that's it. We've either got it or we haven't. You can develop and you can change and you can move forward. So building on those skills. So yeah, there could be soft skills, or the other things, are skills in terms of the way you search for jobs, or the way you apply for a job, the way you approach your job search. Obviously your CV and your interview skills. So the way you are presenting yourself, pitching yourself, which is part of moving about, changing jobs, changing career. Those are more tangible things that you can develop. Career management skills are a thing, and something that you can hone and develop over the period of your lifetime, really. That never stops. So it's just about responding to that and realizing that is an area that you can work on. And finally, I guess my last tip is your mindset. So a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. That's what I've got in my mind. So growth mindset, which you may be familiar with, you may have heard of, but that really is where you understand that you are in a position where you accept you can grow, develop, and change for the better. A fixed mindset is often where your belief is that you are given a set level of skill or intelligence or ability, and that is it. So therefore that can be very restrictive in moving forward. So by cultivating a growth mindset, can be, I guess, the single most powerful thing you can do when you're looking to craft or change your career.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Zoe, because that's been really interesting and very motivational, and I'm sure people will get a lot out of that. So thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.